Hi, it's Jo there from Minerva. Welcome to a tutorial today on how to make shoulder pads. If you're making a jacket or a coat, then you might need to add some shoulder pads. Of course, you can buy one, but if your jacket is unlined, then you might want to make them in the matching fabric so that you get a really nice shape, but you don't get them noticeable on the inside. Of course, it depends which fabric you are using, whether you can make your shoulder pads out of your matching fabric. I'm using quite a strong, thick boucle today. This is from the Minerva Core range. And so I'm going to be sort of having a feel, thinking about how much I want to pad it out, thinking about the shape that I want my jacket to be. I'm making Butterick 6328, which is a really great starter jacket pattern. It's unlined, so you don't have to worry about trying to do such accurate sewing to get your lining to match your jacket. But it has some really nice features. You can try it with a collar, you can have it at different lengths, you can have a 3/4 or a full length sleeve. I'm making view A today, which is a sort of Chanel style jacket, no fastenings, no buttonholes to put in fabric, and you can also choose lots of different fabrics to make this from. You will see how I make a shoulder pad to go into my jacket so that I get a casual look, but the bigger your shoulder pad, the more structure you will get and more formal your jacket or coat will look. You can also combine a combination of your homemade shoulder pads and bought shoulder pads. So it depends what materials you have. So you can use the fabric that you've got with some wadding or quilt wadding or layers of fabric, or you can buy a ready-made shoulder pad and cover it with your fabric so that you get a matching shoulder pad. There are lots of different types of shoulder pads that you can search for over at Minerva. So there are just your basic shoulder pads. They have a little piece of Velcro on, which you can make them removable. So you can put a piece of Velcro inside your shoulder pad and take them in or out. It's especially good for washing. You could cover these with your own fabric if you wanted to. Also, you might not have a set-in sleeve, so you might want a different shaped shoulder pad. So check out the title and description if you're looking for a raglan shoulder pad. So this one has more of a shape. Now this one's more difficult to cover if you wanted to make it in a different colour. But if you're looking for that really good shape, maybe on a raglan soft duster jacket, then it will just give you a little bit of shape on the shoulder. If your shoulder pads are going to be completely enclosed inside a jacket or coat, because you're going to have a lining, then you might want to look for a tailor's shoulder pad. These are really nicely shaped. They're steamed into a lovely curve, but then they just blend out, so they're not so obvious when you're wearing your coat. It will look just seamless. These come in different shapes and different sizes, so think about what shape you want your final garment to be before you pick a shoulder pad. Maybe though, just like me, I've got a boucle jacket. It's a soft cardigan style and I just want a little bit of support on the shoulder. So I'm going to make my own with the fabric that I used for the jacket. Another reason to make your own is that you match the technique that you make the shoulder pad in to the techniques that you've used in the jacket. So today I'm using Hong Kong seams and binding to finish the inside of my jacket because it's unlined, and I'm going to use the same technique on the shoulder pad so that everything matches on the inside. If you want to make your own shoulder pads, you can take a piece of your matching fabric. Now I mentioned I was using a boucle, so I've already got quite a thick fabric. I've made a winter version of this jacket, and you fold the fabric in half. You can use something round to get a semicircle. Now let me show you the shape that I've made, which is not quite a semicircle. I've added a little bit to one end, and that is going to be my front of my shoulder pad, and I'll show you why afterwards. So I've cut them out, I've made two matching ones, and I'm going to sew those together. Okay, so I've sewn around the edge of this shoulder pad, so now it's double the thickness. And because I've done Hong Kong seams on my jacket, then I want to do the same on my shoulder pad. So I've got another little bit of bias binding, and I'm going to match the raw edges together. I'm going to leave a long tail on the end, and I'll show you what that's for when we apply the shoulder pad. When it's attached, you can then fold over the binding and pass it under the machine a second time so you get a really neat finish. And just for making these tails, and these are going to attach to your sleeve seam, you need to sew all the way to the end, so you've got little tapes running along the end of your shoulder pad. So this is the front, because this has got slightly more fabric on it. So when it's folded in half, you'll have one that's a little bit longer, and this goes on the front because this you might need it for your body shape or you might not. If you've got a slight hollow just below your shoulder, that will fill the gap and it will stop you getting drag lines on your jacket. So this is ready to go into my jacket. This edge, the folded edge, goes on the shoulder, and this edge runs towards the neck. Right, once it's made, we can think about putting it on the jacket. So I've got my Hong Kong seams here, and I've got my bound edge of the shoulder pad. This one is the front one. Just marked it with a pin so that I know which one is the front. And the folded edge goes onto the edge of the jacket. You need to make sure when you measure your shoulder pad that it doesn't go past your collar point. So now you'll be supporting the shoulder and the sleeve can hang down. Now, what were these for? You were wondering? Well, you attach these to the inside of your sleeve seam. So it's the excess seam allowance. These just hold the shoulder pad in place so that they don't twist. Right, I've got a really thick fabric, so I'm going to put a little hand stitch at the neck edge, a hand stitch at the sleeve head, and I'm going to sew these under the machine so that they're attached to the sleeve allowance. And then I'll try it on and you can see the difference between the soft shoulder and the shoulder with the shoulder pad. Okay, so you can probably see which one's got the shoulder pad. So this is the one that we've just put the shoulder pad in. And I've got a little bit of a few drag lines there, and that's because that's hollow. So I could have made my shoulder pad a little bit bigger to fill that. So that's the joy of making your own shoulder pads, is you can change any drag lines that you've got on your jacket. This one hasn't got a shoulder pad in, so it's much lower and softer, and it shows my sloping shoulder. I often do a sloping shoulder adjustment. But this one really holds the sleeve head up. If you're not using bias binding, then you can use an overlocker, and you'll be doing the same thing. So you'll be overlocking around the edge of your shoulder pad, but then you chain off and you'll get some chains that extend past the end of the shoulder pad, and you can use those to attach to your side seams. If you want a larger shoulder pad, so this is the other one, I won't make this one, otherwise I'll have two odd ones, but I'll just show you with some other products. So you could put some layers in here. So this is a fusible fleece, so it's gluey on one side and fleecy on the other, and you can cut a semicircle out here and press it on. Then you could cut another one and press it on top of that, so you get the layer of fabric, a layer of fleece, and then two layers of fleece. Fold it over and sew again. Quilt wadding also works, but obviously that's not iron in, so you're going to have to cut your semicircles out and tack them on. You can do a pad stitch, so you can just add a tack stitch all over there, and then when you fold it over, sew it again, but you can add more layers where you want more fullness. You can also try a foam pad by adding thicker layers. So this is a type of foam used in bag making, but you can also use it in tailoring. So in here you could add layers of foam. Some people like to use a shoulder pad to raise one shoulder if they've got one shoulder longer than the other. So, or people with a disability might want to pad out one shoulder or a front or a drop shoulder in a different place. So if you can make your own, you can really make them fit your own body. For this jacket pattern, you can also make summer weight jackets. So this is a winter one that I've made here to go with a winter dress. But if you make one in a linen or another fabric, then you can match a lighter weight shoulder pad with a lighter weight fabric. The fabric suggested for this pattern is linen, challis, chambray, broadcloth. Those are all quite light fabrics, but I think you could use thicker ones if you wanted it to be an autumn winter season item. So I've used a boucle today, which you've just seen, but you could also use a ponte roma that doesn't have too much stretch. You could use a brocade if you wanted an evening one, but you'd need to make sure that you finished your seams well, because brocade and jacquard and all of those sort of metallic fabrics, they fray quite easily, but you can use the Hong Kong seam method. Or you could use a tweed or a boiled wool. The boiled wool's good because you won't get any fraying on the inside, and for an unlined jacket you'll get a really nice finish. View D is the one that is more suitable to draping fabric, so if you use a viscose or one of the lighter fabrics like the linen, then you can have a summer throw on that's sleeveless, or you could use it as a statement piece over the top of another garment. It really is a great pattern to find your way into jacket making. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that's helped you. If you've tried making a jacket and you're getting a little bit of a collapsed shoulder, or it's not making that lovely formal shape that you would like, do head over to Minerva to check out our jacket and coat patterns, as well as the fabrics that you might choose to make them with. And don't forget, you'll need all the notions, including some shoulder pads. Thank you very much for watching. See you again soon.